64 and more 10 questions. Shary Brown answered all 10 and more, as this delightfully creative woman's forthright replies led to additional questions, additional answers, and laughter of the Fool Fest variety. All right, we have 10 life questions.
Good luck in editing this. I can talk.
Who is most important to you?
Oh, I think my husband.
What is most valuable to you?
The community engagement.
Why?
Because I feel alive, and because I'm contributing something. It's hard to tell whether I get more out of it or they get more out of it. I love my garden. That's more than one answer.
That's okay, you're allowed.
Okay.
What makes you happiest? No matter when or how it happens, it just makes you happy.
Surprise.
Awesome. What do you enjoy doing the most?
Too many things. Depends on the day. Depends on my mood.
Okay. Seems like I want to follow up with something that might help you narrow it down, but I'm not sure what that is, because there's not one thing where I can just kind of, in my mind, after talking to you for the last hour or so, kind of hammer it down to bring you back to one thing. You know yourself, and you're absolutely right. You're very wide range.
People used to call me a dilettante, and I thought that was maybe not flattering, and eventually I realized it was a pretty high compliment.
We'll put that on your tombstone, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
What is your biggest life fear, and how have you or do you strive to overcome it?
You know, I'm not afraid of much.
Ever?
I'm afraid of snakes, and they're all over my rock garden, so I'm learning.
To do?
Coexist.
So you just run away from them until they're not there?
I stand very still, and I give them a wide berth, and I go somewhere else.
And then when you come back and they're not there, you pretend like they don't exist?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it important to you to spend time with other people, or is having time by yourself significant and important to you?
Both those are important to me.
Not one more than another?
No.
How do you define quality of life?
Well, good health, happiness, engagement.
Are those two terms interchangeable for you? Happiness and engagement?
Not necessarily.
Do you consider what society terms as important in your life, and to what extent, or are you someone who kind of marches to your own drummer?
I definitely march to my own drummer, which is why I'm very fortunate to have landed where I landed.
But at the same time, you have essentially evolved in organizational work, not by yourself and not marching to your own drummer, but in situations where you have had to consider the needs and demands and wishes of the whole and make it so that everyone could come to the table, as opposed to just saying, no, this is what I think is best and this is the way we should do it.
But I don't do it that way.
How do you do it?
Well, you engage. You find out. You talk to people. You put an idea out and you see what comes back. Sometimes the idea you put out comes back differently. And sometimes it comes back better.
And are you okay at accepting that? It doesn't have to be your way or the highway kind of thing?
I don't think you can succeed in what we do without being flexible.
What is your lifetime dream?
Pretty much living it.
So the next question of, and will you achieve it, is meaningless at this point.
I like to be active. I think that was one of the reasons that finding the event planning was good for me, because I am not a person who sits still. I'm not a person who wants to do the same thing day after day, week after week. And when you have a year-long or more business cycle, you have a lot of variety.
In every event, there is always that one day when you just go, why do I do this?
Yeah.
What day is that for you in the 365 days or 66 in the leap year of that event?
Oh, there's always a day when 5 things go wrong. You know, when you've planned and planned and planned and you thought you had all the pieces in place for things that were going to be valuable. You know, we're going to be fun, we're going to move you a step further. And there's always one day when all 5 of them fall apart at the same time. And you go, how could this happen? And then you spend the next 2 weeks gluing them all back together.
Do you ever get frustrated to the point where you do want to quit?
Not often. I mean, I do. I think I naturally think about the how-tos a few steps down the line. And I mean, it probably drives some people crazy.
Where did you learn to be that kind of a strategic thinker? Was that something your family did? Is
just
it
born with it? I think you're born with it.
But there's usually a role model. There's usually someone who you pattern yourself after. We all do to some extent. We look for mentors or role models. Anybody in your life that kind of led that path for you? Just unique, aren't you?
I just charted my own course. There's nobody in my family like me. I was the odd duck in the family.
Well, I would suggest that you duck your way quite well.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
Why should I come to Festifools next year?
Because you'll just have such a good time. And you'll be a part of it. If you want to, you can help bring a puppet to life. You can be a part of that puppet's DNA. We have people who come back every year to do that. It's exhilarating. It really is. It's a fairy tale come alive in front of your very eyes.
You're giving Disney a run for their money with that line.
Our fairy tales are different. No princesses here.
I hesitate to ask this question, but if there's one word you could use to describe this festival.
I think enchanting.
Good. I thought for sure you were going to say foolish.
No, we overuse that one.
Good. I'm calling that a good answer. Enchanting.
Thank you.